Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're back. We're going to be talking about a topic today I'm pretty fired up about, and that is money, right? We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about why some people have it, why some people don't have it, why when some people get it, they just seem to try to get rid of it as fast as they can. And we're going to try to do kind of a brief overview. I'm not going to go super deep because this isn't going to be that long of a video, but I've created other videos on this topic that go deeper. And I should say, if you don't know me, my name is JD Savage, and I am a high-ticket affiliate marketer. And let's see, Imperfect Millionaires is my channel as well as my business. So if you're not familiar with me, as I said, name's JD Savage. What I do specifically is I make money in affiliate marketing. I build out courses here on YouTube that I do not charge you for. And I give you all the information that you need to actually go make money online without trying to play guru and without trying to sell you a course, right? So if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, give me a like on this video and subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon. If you're interested in affiliate marketing particularly, because what this is going to be, this video will add to this series here, Mind Hacker's Playbook to Millions. And what I talk about in this series here is things you need to know in order to be successful in affiliate marketing, or really any area. It's not just affiliate marketing. I've been a sales trainer, coach, and consultant going on 30 years now. So I'm pretty confident in all of the things that I talk about on these videos. But what I should say, I guess, is if you're interested in affiliate marketing in particular, check out these two series here. This one is on a low to mid ticket. You can get started really inexpensively. This one is on a high ticket, costs a little bit more to get started. Yeah, you can generate larger commissions faster, but you're going to spend more to get into it. I think the coolest part, which I already mentioned, but it's worth mentioning again, is there is no charge here for the information. It's not a give me some money and let me trick you into buying something. You can watch the whole series and decide if it's something you want to do. And I show you step by step how to do it. Okay. But without further ado, what we're here to talk about today is money, right? Again, why some people have it, why some people don't have it. So here's an interesting thing. I stumbled across an article that was released at the end of last year. Actually, it's on my other computer over here. You can't see. It was released September 21st, 2022. And it's an interesting article because it was released by CNN Business. It says America gained 2.5 new millionaires last year, right? So here's the interesting thing, guys. If you don't take the time to understand money, or you're shy about talking about money, or you just really aren't super educated on the topic of money, I've spent most of my life paying attention to not so much money, but the habits surrounding money. The people that have it, the people that don't have it, and the people that would like to have it, but are either A, afraid to admit they'd like to have it because they feel like that's not virtuous. They were taught whatever they were taught, right? Social narrative, again, back to that. What does that have to do with it? Right? You say, well, why would you say that? You know, I mentioned a lot, if you've never seen this channel before, I mentioned a lot about social narrative. Well, recently, if you haven't seen it, I released a video talking about a 180-day challenge. And I'm getting a lot of interesting feedback about that. For one, some people feel like that's a long time, right? Well, that's a long time to learn how to gain wealth. Really? How many years have you lived, right? So, and that's not everybody. But here's my question is, if you don't do something like that, and in 180 days, that time's going to pass, what's going to change in your life? Right? That's a question that I've had to ask a lot of people, surprisingly to me, actually. Maybe it shouldn't be. But one thing I want to point out is, here, I'll just do this. Let me ask my phone here, and you can hear the response. So turn that on so you can hear it. What is 2.5 million divided by 365?
That would be approximately 6,849.315.
Okay, 6,849.315. That's new millionaires per day. Right? Per day. So if you're not there and you'd like to be there, the important question to start asking is, what do they understand that I don't? Okay. So now I want to say this too, to everybody listening. I'm not sitting here pretending I have all the answers. I've made it and lost it more than once. Right. And that had to do with the beliefs around my own ability, maybe even some of my own deservingness, you know, whether I deserved it or I didn't deserve it or whatever I was battling with. So if you're battling with those things, here's what I can tell you. There are solutions, but you need to seek solutions. Okay. So where are those solutions? I mentioned social narrative. Social narrative, what I mean by that really simply, if you don't know what I mean already, is the environment you grew up in, the people you grew up around, the advice that is available to you readily from family members, close friends, that type of thing. If they don't have the information that you need in order to get where you want to go, you need to seek new information, right? You need new groups of friends. You need to read books, watch videos like this. Engage with people that do have and have accomplished what you want to accomplish, right? And that may seem basic, that may seem simple, but here's the thing, all the time. I talk with people, they say, oh man, I got to change my circumstances, okay? And that's really my motivation for this video, to make this video. I'm not here to call anybody out, I'm not going to mention anybody by name, none of that stuff, but here's the interesting thing about that. I got to change my circumstances, I need a better life for my family, I this, I that, and on about how important it is to change. And I say, okay, listen, I create videos showing you step by step what to do. Oh yeah, but I'm probably not going to do any of those things. right? If you were me and you'd gone to the effort to create these things for free, no guru nonsense, no charge, no nothing. Just here it is. Here's how you can go about it. Here's a vehicle to use. Here's a specific platform you can use to get where you want to go. But it's not the platform that's the problem. It's the effort that's the problem. It's the unwillingness to break that chain that binds of social narrative. It's the unwillingness to pick up some books and read them. Or you don't even have to read them, right? You can get Audible and they'll read them to you if you don't want to read. I get it. Some people just don't want to read. And on that note, I'll tell you guys. I'm going to turn my phone back off so it's not disruptive. On that note, I'll tell you guys, me personally, guys, I'm dyslexic. I was a horrible student, not because I was a horrible student necessarily, but because I just didn't get it, right? I was constantly disruptive. I was not relatively frequently. Let me just be honest here. I was in detention a lot, right? Why? Because I was disruptive, because I was the class clown, because my teachers liked me and I made people laugh, but really, why was I disruptive? Well, because I really didn't get it. I really didn't catch on as quickly, right? And I didn't understand why. So my relationship to that wasn't good. I didn't have a great relationship with formal education. I just didn't, right? I loved people. I could communicate with people. My vocabulary was good. All of those things, right? And I'm not telling you this looking for your sympathy. I'm pointing out to you guys that there's a way. If you just seek, there's a way. If you're willing to put in the time, the energy, and the effort to break out of that comfort zone that you're in. And I don't even know why they call it a comfort zone, frankly. I'm going to mention that here too. That's another thought process that I think is broken. They say, well, it's in my comfort zone. Well, if it's in your comfort zone, why do you complain about it? If it's so damn comfortable, why do you complain about what is your comfort zone, right? So let me take that a step further. Here's what I can tell you that people that have wealth and manage to keep it tend to do. They understand that it's not a comfort zone. They understand that it's just a habit pattern, right? So is it comfortable to regurgitate your habits over and over and over again? Maybe habits that aren't even really yours. They were just handed to you from previous generations of family and friends and that type of thing. I guess to some degree, I understand why they call it a comfort zone. Where it fails me and it breaks down for me is when people say, well, that's my comfort zone. Really? So then why are you complaining if you're so comfortable, right? And I know that's just me hammering that point home, but I really want to break through that because this is the biggest part that I run into with people. Right? They're like, that would be amazing. I'd love to have that life. I'd love to be able to do what you do. Be able to go if you want to, grab your computer, go on a vacation. You can still work if you want to. You don't have to. If you don't want to, you've got passive income. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm nothing special here. Nothing at all, right? I think a lot of times, and I'm not saying that you think I am. Let me just be clear. Before you start sending comments, you're an idiot. Hey, look, I get it, right? I'm just a guy on YouTube with an opinion like how many others. I'm just trying to share with you the thought processes that I have that have allowed me to get where I wanted to go in life, despite my lack of formal education and the way I struggled in school, right? Because statistically, I shouldn't be doing this. Statistically, I should be, I don't know what I should be doing, but it wouldn't be making money and living the life that I want to live, right? Not statistically. That's why I share with you that number is staggering, right? Over 6,800 new millionaires a day. That's wild. If you want to learn to be one of them, guess what, guys? You can. But here's the thing I run into. People say, well, I want to change my life, but I don't really care about money. Okay, well, that's weird because all of those things you want cost money, right? All of the good that you might want to do in the world, right? So if somebody says, hey, I'm really hungry, and you say, well, hey, money's not important, eat my good intentions. And I know that's an aggressive statement, but guys, it takes money. You want to feed the hungry? It costs money to feed them, right? You want to house the homeless? It costs money to house them. Let's just get real, right? You may not care about money from the standpoint of a Gucci bag or a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, right? And maybe you actually do. You're just not allowing yourself to do that because there's nothing wrong with having nice things. Not at all. Right. So I hear that. I hear also from people that money is the root of all evil. That's not what it said, guys. It said the love of money is the root of all evil. Right. If money becomes your God, you got a problem. So I get that part. Right. But money in our society, the way that we live, it is important. Right. It's not important unless you just don't want to buy anything or you don't want a house or you don't want. Right. And I know maybe I'm being redundant. Maybe that's obvious to everybody. But here's what I'm really trying to drive home. There are a series of habits that are not hard to find. They're not a secret. Right? They're really not a secret. It's like easy to figure it out. If you just look at the habit patterns of the poor, the habit patterns of the middle class, and the habit patterns of the wealthy, right? And I don't even know that, I don't even really consider the millionaires a really wealthy, right? I don't even consider myself wealthy, honestly. Just freer to do some of the things I want to do. That's it. That's all, right? Am I a billionaire? Not by a long shot. Am I comfortable? I guess so. And that's why I keep stretching myself and stretching myself and stretching myself. And I try to bring you these videos that are just bullface honest and tell you the truth. If what you want to do is accumulate more freedom. Let's just call it. Let's label it that way. Freedom. Does that make you feel more comfortable maybe, right? Or maybe you're comfortable with the term money. But get comfortable with the term money and get educated on money. Here's what I can tell you. A lot of people that gain money lose it because they don't know what to do with it. They're not educated about it, right? And so I have several friends that are pretty wealthy, and some of them, I won't mention them by name because I didn't get their permission to do so, but they're on YouTube, right? And they've had comments from people that, like, hey, where'd you get that shirt at? Walmart? Look, right? Because what people are saying is, oh yeah, you're doing really well for yourself wearing that Walmart shirt or that whatever shirt, right? Guys, that's nonsense. That day and age is gone. I want to talk about that a little bit. When you see all these people flaunting things on the internet, all that stuff can be rented, right? And I happen to know that is a common influencer thing, to go rent an Airbnb that there's no way in hell they can afford, to go to places like Vegas and rent high-end, supercars for whatever, $600 a day, whatever, right? And take a bunch of pictures with it. Take pictures in front of airplanes that they don't own and never could afford. All that stuff is nonsense. Your average millionaire does not live that way. It's not true. It doesn't happen. Okay, so I just want to break through that because it's garbage. And usually the only people I get inquiries like that from are usually fairly young people that, they're like, well, where's the Ferrari? What's the blah, blah. Okay, that's nonsense, right? It depends upon what you're after in your life, I guess. If you want those things, that's cool. You can certainly have them. Not a problem. But you have to gain. And this is what it all boils down to, guys. What separates the poor, the middle class, and the wealthy. It's, you could say mindset, but really let's dive a little deeper. It's just a series of habits, right? It's just a series of belief systems and habits. That's all it is. So I'm not going to dive into a list of what they all are here. But guys, guess what? It's available all over the internet. It's available everywhere, right? When you look at it, really, Grant Cardone's a good example, right? He talks pretty blunt. He talks pretty plain about money. Real plain, actually. And so I'm not here to replicate any of his efforts or any of the gurus out there, right? All I'm trying to point out is to anybody listening to this video, if you really want to change your life, if you really want a difference, if you really want money or freedom and money and freedom, it's attainable. It's not that challenging. I just showed you 6,800 people per day became millionaires, right, in the United States. That was just the United States, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. So you can look that article up. But really, what's the point? The point is simple. If you're not willing to break out of that social narrative that you were handed, and I want to point this out to everybody hearing me, it's not your fault, your problem, but it's become your problem, right? Because you were raised in a certain way, told a certain thing, and if you continue on that path, you're going to continue with the results that you currently are getting. And if those results make you happy, fantastic. If you want different results, you got to take a series of different actions. And that starts with doing some homework. Dive in, right? One of the most common books I reference to people is just the oldie but a goodie, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich. Outwitting the Devil was one that most people never talk about. Just an awesome book, right? Written by Napoleon Hill and not published for many, many years, called Outwitting the Devil. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Fantastic book. Just talking about concepts of money between the middle class, the poor, the wealthy. What's the difference? How do people think and why does it make a difference? Well, I would say check it out. And as I said, guys, I'm going to end this video here. I was fired up when I woke up this morning. I had a bunch of messages, and some of them were like, right on, I'm in. Like I said, check it out. There's a 180-day challenge that I put out a video, I don't know, a couple days ago, I believe. And a lot of people are excited about it. And some are excited about it, but they're fearful that they won't be able to do the things necessary to get where they want to go. And I get that. It's a process, guys. Don't beat yourself up too heavy is what I would say. Just start down the road. I mentioned 3 really good books to you. Dive into those. Really, if you just did what those books, you don't need anything else. If you just did what they say. If you just read it and been like, okay, this is what I need to do, and put yourself to task, you'd be done. You would create it in the shortest period of time possible. Okay? And that's something else I want to touch on here too, is unrealistic expectations. The internet's full of them. Get rich quick, da-da-da-da-da-da. If you know me at all, you know I'm not that guy. But what I'm going to share with you is, can you get wealthy fast via today's modern society? Absolutely. Can you build money quickly? But here's why I'm making this video. If you don't build the habits to go with the creation, you're probably going to lose it, and that sucks. I can tell you firsthand, done it twice. I don't advise it, right? People say, oh, it's character building. Oh yeah, sure. No, great. Yeah, it's easy to say when it's not you going through it, right? And feeling like a failure and feeling like, damn, man, I had it and I blew it. Well, guys, build the habits around it. And just really briefly, I'll share with you. First time around, I bought too many things, I started feeling like, and this is something to watch out for if you have this tendency. Well, I deserve to have this. I deserve to have that. I deserve to take the time. I deserve to. That was all nonsense. That was nonsense, right? Just complete and total nonsense. It was garbage. The second time around, I put too many people in charge of things because, to be honest, I was fearful to do those things. I'm like, well, they have that skill set. And I use the old 80-20 rationalization in my mind. Well, I'm doing the 20% that really generates the business. And I was. But that doesn't mean I don't need to understand the 80%, right? I may not have to do it, but I need to understand it well enough that I don't just put too much authority in somebody's hands so that they can take advantage of the situation. And that's what I did. Very foolishly, I will add. That will never happen again, right? I understand everything about my business. I don't do all of the things, but I understand it. So I can review it and go, okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Not that the people that I'm dealing with that I don't trust, but God, I did that. And it didn't work out well for me. It really didn't work out well for me. Right. And it was very kind of, I would even go to as far as to say depressing, because it was like, back down again. Okay, well, here I am. Right. And my mind did all the stuff, that talks about, see, who do you think you are? What makes you think you deserve that kind of lifestyle? Blah, 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 blah. Right. So if you're dealing with that, guys, there's a way around it, but you have to seek. Okay. So this message is getting a little bit longer than I had intended. I'm just very passionate about this. If you like this kind of content, give me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, tick the bell icon. If you're interested in affiliate marketing in particular, dive down here into, well, check this video out, video 1, check this video out, video 1, and it shares with you what the platforms are, specifically what I do, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, thanks for putting up with me, and I will see you in the next video.